I own a musket for home defense, just like the founding fathers would have wanted. Ghosts of Tabor, a multiplayer survival military looter shooter released on both PC VR and standalone earlier this year. Obviously inspired by other extraction games such as DayZ, Arma, and Escape from Tarkov. I've been playing this game a lot with my friends recently. I've been craving that sort of tactical shooter where your choices matter. Like in Contractors, if you lose a mission, you just boot into another one. But in Ghosts of Tabor, your choices really do matter. Just going through the tutorial will show you that. Oh, there's no crouch button, you gotta just crouch in real life. Do you have to drink water in this game? This is like too immersive. I don't really have any ammo, do I? What are these? Gunpowder. I have to make ammo? You're going to have to take this game very seriously. If you're unfamiliar with extraction shooters, if you die, the gear you take into deployment will be lost. And if you survive, anything you pick up along the way will come back with you. This encourages you to take the game on more tactically, calculated, and a bit more carefully.
I got a Makarov!
Dude! Let's touch tips.
Bro, we're gonna be straight up macking.
We can be macking. Let's talk more about the mechanics. Ghosts of Tabor is one of the most realistic VR shooters I've ever played. I gotta take down this guy somehow. Bullets do damage, and not just instant damage. If you leave a wound untreated, you'll actually bleed out, which is very stressful. If you didn't bring any gear with you, then you'll have to scavenge around the map to find supplies. He's still shooting, he's wasting all of his bullets. I need more bullets. And trust me, walking around while wounded is pretty dangerous for obvious reasons. Each map has a raid timer of about 30 to 45 minutes. You'll need to loot and get out of there within that timer. The thing is, I didn't know that. I skipped the tutorial. I thought I was just supposed to survive for 45 minutes straight with only the supplies I found on the island. Obviously, that didn't work out for me. I had to deal with a wounded thigh, no water, real players, and AI. All of these things obviously led me ultimately to lose everything I worked hard to get. And that's the stakes of this game. I have never been more stressed out in a VR game than I have been when playing Ghosts of Tabor. Don't jam on me. Come on, don't. Dude. Oh my gosh, I got him. Alright, this is the part where I make the B-roll for talking about the guns. The gun physics in this game, while not perfect, are some of the best I've ever seen in a VR game. I bet I'll say something stupid like that. The gun physics in this game, while not perfect, are some of the best I've ever seen in a VR game. I can't think of many VR games that do guns better than this. The guns feel realistic, and I really like how they shoot. Using a tiny pistol that you found in a prison yard to shoot an enemy that's well over 30 meters away is the most satisfying thing any person can ever experience. That was so cool. Well, at least most of the time. The guns can be really hard to reload sometimes if you don't put the mag in at the exact correct angle. Now there is an argument to be made here that it's done intentionally to give it a more realistic experience. But at times it can be very frustrating. They are some of the best, but I have seen better. It's very hard to tell whether or not your gun has its safety on. The guns are also very picky about where you grab them, so if you dropped your gun on the ground, chances are you're probably going to have to struggle to pick it back up. Not to mention how hard it is to fit them on the gun rack. But when you get the guns to work as intended, they work really well and feel great to shoot. Once you finally figure out how to get through the tutorial, you'll find yourself in the safe house. This is your bunker. It's where you stay in between missions, keep all your loot, and most importantly, it's where you can sell the gear that you bring back with you. I really like how basically each item has its own place and its own room to be put in. There's the trade room, kitchen, armory, storage room, shooting range, engine room, vault, and med block. Whew, there are quite a lot of rooms. Every room has a purpose, even if it's not immediately obvious. Like the maintenance room. I didn't think it had any purpose at all, and it took this guy to come along and say, hey, you can actually use this room to turn on the lights, so you aren't sitting in the dark every time you boot up the game.
Slap it in.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, right, dude?
Dude. During the production of this video, Ghosts of Tabor had a huge update. Did I say Ghosts of Tabor? And in that update, they released a brand new map, bringing the total map count up to 3 maps. I heard this news while I was at work, and I got genuinely so excited.
So there's now bleeding mechanics, weight mechanics, item insurance, and DLC available, as well as improvements to UI, throwing, and melee mechanics.
Holy, that is quite a lot of stuff. But since we're talking about the maps, let's take a look at them. As of now, there are 3 maps. Silo, Island of Tabor, and Mazda Miata. Yeah, I don't know how to say that one. Okay, we are booting in to Mazda Miata.
This is where they make them, you know.
That's where they make them? Dude, we've landed. We've landed in Hiroshima.
Wow.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's find it. But there it is.
Oh my gosh, it's right there. That was easy.
It's right there.
It's right there.
That was such a short mission.
Okay, well, we can kill ourselves now.
Oh,
Okay, on an actual note, Silo is a very good map. It's dark, creepy, you have to be very tactical, and it's in my opinion the easiest map. So whenever me and War Captain Drew decide that we need a little bit more loot, we deploy into Silo with nothing but a pistol and a backpack. And honestly, it's the best way to get a lot of loot fast.
Can I
There's lots of crates, lots of NPCs, and lots of corners that you need to be careful about. Pretty good map, 7 out of 10. Matka Miest. It was fun to try out and play around in, but if I'm trying to get some good loot, I'm basically never gonna deploy here.
Alright, check this out, dude. Front grip on the Glock.
That goes hard, I'm not gonna lie.
Shot post. The map is loosely based on the city Prague, so it's full of bridges, alleyways, and streets. It's definitely one of the more hardcore maps. My problem with this map is there is basically no cover whatsoever, and it's pretty small. It's small for now because the devs have the second half of the map planned to release next year, and then are planning on increasing the player count of this map anywhere from 12 players to 20 players. I really do like this map. It's very atmospheric, it's foggy, it looks rustic, and it feels like a real city. Great map, 8 out of 10. Now my personal favorite map is Island of Tabor. This map is huge. 12 different spawns, 4 different exfils. This map is very fun and very dangerous, and it's my personal favorite map. There are dozens of NPCs and a ton of places to visit on the map, such as docks, camp, the lighthouse, bunker, and prison yard. This is the map that you really want to deploy when you have lots of gear. You don't want to just deploy here with a pistol. Trust me, I've tried many times and failed many times. If you're lucky, you'll spawn next to your exfil, so you won't have to travel very far to get out of there. But sometimes you'll have to travel all the way across the map just to get out of there. If you're lucky, you'll run into some airdrops while you're there. But make sure to deploy with a water bottle, because running across the whole island during the day drains your thirst very fast. Ghosts of Tabor has quickly become one of my favorite VR games, and it makes me see other games differently. If you watch my Contractors video, you'd know that I have a big passion for that game, but I haven't really felt like playing it. At first I figured I was just getting bored of the game, but then I realized it's because it means nothing. There's nothing to unlock. Every level is ready for you as soon as you buy the game, and so is every gun. Now I'm not dissing Contractors because I still feel very passionate about that game, but Ghosts of Tabor takes everything that I've seen every other VR shooter do and does it almost perfectly. I feel like there's a genuine risk when I'm playing the game. I get so immersed into this world where I feel like I need to find all these supplies just to survive, and I get pulled into these fake scenarios feeling like it's life or death, and I can't think of many other VR games that do that for me. So is this game perfect? No, it's not. The physics are janky, sometimes guns just don't work, but I think this game does loads for the VR shooter community, because I haven't seen a game quite as impactful as this one. And with this game only releasing 7 months ago, and it already has a huge community, I think it's clear that this game deserves a very honorable 9 out of 10. Hey, it's Dyer. If you enjoyed this, please go check out my other videos like this. I have a whole series of me ranking these VR games, and giving them my objective opinions, hence the name. But anyway, that's gonna be all for me. Please let me know what other VR games you'd like me to check out, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.